So as part of the WCI 2025 finals, there is a new tank available called the Dragon's Soul. I say it's a new tank, it's not. It's the DZT-159. There is no difference whatsoever. The only difference is aesthetic. But let's look at the weak spots anyway, so if you land into this tank, you'll know what to do. What we're really worried about here is this thing being hold down, because it is quite severe hold down. And with the majority of things being introduced nowadays having about 310 millimeters of pen with premium, you're going to have trouble even if you get a clean shot into the flat cheeks. Now, the cupolas are weak spots, but as we've talked about, this thing has 7 degrees of gun depression, meaning if it is using its gun depression, you can't see the cupolas at all. And unlike many tanks, you don't have a weakness under the gun. There's no ricochet shot to hit here. There's also no lower track overmatch, which you can find on some Japanese German tanks as an example. Your best recourse against this thing when it's hold down is in fact the upper plate, because the upper plate is very big and very flat, so it's the same effective armor all the way up to the top. So a lot of the time you'll see a DZT in a position like this. If you can even see a pixel of the upper plate, that is the best shot that you will get. Just fire a heat shot, and it's like 300, but if you've got heat, this is the best chance that you have. Just try and hit the upper plate, because you're not gonna pen anywhere else. There's a tiny shot there that you can pen maybe with heat, but we're shooting a 416 here. And this is 30 millimeters of heat pen. And you may be thinking, oh my god, this is ridiculous, 300 millimeters on the upper plate when it's using its gun depression. Nothing can pen that, it's so overpowered. I get it, but do be aware this is heat values. Remember, heat, while it doesn't ricochet until 80 degrees, it also doesn't normalize. So it does not reduce this angle at all. Look at that value, 295, exceptional, right? But if I fire AP, that value goes down by about 50 millimeters, and that is because of the normalization of the AP shell. It's normalizing 5 degrees before it calculates the armor thickness or the armor value. And this is worst case scenario. This is hold down DZ using 7 degrees of gun depression. Chances are, in a combat scenario, you'll find it using somewhere around 5, and you can see why I talk about the upper plate being the most viable weak spot. You've got sort of 230 millimeters of average armor for an AP shell, which at tier 9, a lot of stuff will have that. And as I say, if you do have a premium shell of 300 millimeter plus heat, or so 270 and plus APCR, you will be fine shooting out the upper plate of this. That's a regular and reliable pen.